Hey ladies, welcome back to another episode of the Badass Podcast. Today, since we're kind of coming into a new season, and I mean new season in the sense that like the holidays are coming up. If you're in the US, well, I'm pretty sure Canada has this too. Actually, wherever you're at. We have Halloween next week, and then we go straight into Thanksgiving, and then we go into Christmas, and then we go into New Year's, and so time and money and energy and everybody's stress levels are like at a peak. And so I wanted to hop on here quick and talk about just gifts and buying junk and materialistic stuff, experiences, and managing like your time and your energy. So the first thing that I want to say is I was having a conversation with a gal last week, and we were talking about junk and how our society now is just so full of stuff. We just have stuff. We have too much stuff. And I always find myself decluttering and, where the hell did this come from? And how many of this item do I have? I feel like I have 18 of everything, and I have tons and tons of unnecessary stuff in my house. And I always have to remind my family when it comes to holidays that I don't want gifts. And I mean that in the sense that like gifts kind of trigger me because I feel like when I was younger, my parents, my mom in particular, I felt like she wasn't around as much as she would have liked. And so she always tried to buy my love. So it was like, oh, here, I see you. Next time I see you, I'm going to give you this big basket of stuff. Like I always got baskets of stuff, and now I'm like triggered by baskets of stuff. And so some people give me shit because my daughter doesn't have a whole lot of toys, and I'm like, well, she doesn't need a lot of toys. Like when we play with her, we read books, we color, we paint, or we're outside like doing things. We take her to the playground, we play with the dogs. Hell, sometimes we just go for walks, or we have tickle fights, or we don't have a ton of toys. And that is okay, you guys. You don't have to constantly be buying the latest and greatest stuff for yourself or for your kids or for anything for that matter. I feel like we really get hung up on this immediate gratification, and we always want to impress the Joneses, and we have to do this and this so that we have this sort of status with everybody else. And we always want to have the most elaborate Christmases and most elaborate, Thanksgiving dinners. And I feel like the more shit we buy, the farther we get away from the true meaning of what these holidays are. And that's experiences and spending time, actual real time, not time on your fucking phone or in front of the TV watching football or whatever else it is. And no offense to those people who do watch football. I mean, I get that can be a family thing, but I have almost no interest in just like randomly scrolling or playing on electronics or watching TV. Like I want to interact with people. I want to have experiences, because if you think about it, when you were younger, do you remember specific toys that you have? No. Chances are, well, maybe you did because maybe you didn't have any toys. Like for me, I played with sticks and rocks and 18 million chickens. Like we just didn't really have a shit ton of toys. I do remember one gift in particular, and I think I was in 4th grade, and it wasn't even a toy, you guys. I wanted this coat, this winter coat. Like, just saying this is like, how sad is that? Like I was a 4th grader, and what I wanted for Christmas was a warm winter coat. Like if that doesn't tell you anything, then I don't know. But I always had hand-me-downs. You guys. Like I never had the newest and latest and greatest of everything. And maybe this is where this whole conversation stems from, on experiences versus like buying shit. And I just remember that we were at a store. Actually, it was the Burlington Coat Factory in Minnesota. And it was like, or maybe it was Minnesota. It was like the coolest place ever. Like everybody was getting their coats from this store. And it was, I had always shopped at like Goodwill and Walmart. Like that was just where we were at in our life, or JCPenney's. And we didn't even get to look at like the real racks. We always had to go to the sale racks or the clearance racks. And if it wasn't on sale, like we couldn't buy it. And I remember this one year I saw this coat. It was a big blue puffy Ralph Lauren coat, and it was like royal blue. It was a big fluffy down coat. If you guys remember when those were back in style, I think they're actually coming back around. I see fluffy down coats all the time, but like I was just in awe of this coat. And I made the mistake of trying it on, and I just like fell in love with it. You know, and you guys, I'm like 10 years old. Like, what 10-year-old like falls in love with a coat? I was kind of a weird kid. Did I mention I play with dinosaurs instead of Barbies? Side note. Anyways, obviously I didn't get the coat that day. The coat was like $200 something. And back in the 90s, that was a shit ton of money for a coat. Hell, it still is a shit ton of money for a coat, you know? And I just knew I wasn't going to get it. Like, I just knew it. And so, like, I put it back, and I was really upset about it. But I didn't, like, say that because I never showed emotion. Like, I always kept everything bottled up. Even at a young age, it was like, being vulnerable? No, what's that? You can't let anybody know that you have emotions, even at 10 years old. So, fast forward. This is like the one Christmas present that I just remember so vividly. And if you guys don't already know, that's what I'm going to tell you, is that year for Christmas, I don't know quite how my mom made it happen, but she bought me that same exact Ralph Lauren big blue puffy coat, and I will never forget it. I will never forget it. But it was the experience that coat gave me. Like, I felt worthy. I felt like I could have new, nice, fancy things. And like, I'd never let that go. And so I attached myself more or less to the experience of having this coat rather than the coat itself. And to kind of give you more examples, just think of like when you were a child, right? Or any time in your life, like your wedding day or your graduation day or any of these like big events, like your Sweet 16 or I don't know. Apparently they're doing like period parties nowadays. So maybe you're one of those people who had a period party. I don't know. But you don't really remember the gifts. You remember the people who were there and the experiences you had. Same thing with like your vacations or like your family trips. Like you don't necessarily, sorry, now my dog's shaking her head behind me because that's what they do. That's what St. Bernards do. They go and they drink a ton of water and then they come over to me and then they shake their heads on me and I get full of drool. So story of my life. Anyways, you remember the experiences more than you remember any of the materialistic things, like any of the material junk, right? It's just junk. And chances are you don't even have those toys. Obviously, you don't have the same toys from when you were a child. And if you do, maybe you're a hoarder. I don't know. Maybe you need to go back and listen to one of my decluttering modules, or maybe I need to hook you up with the show Hoarders and have your house gone through. But what I'm trying to say is don't get hung up on how much stuff you have to buy this year for the holidays, whether it be like Halloween. Like I know a lot of people get really hung up on Halloween and think they have to have these, $200-$300 costumes and buy like bags and bags and bags of candy. And it's like, wait a minute, no, like, why don't you make an experience out of it and have a fun creative night where you guys like make your costumes, right? And so like me and my husband aren't like, we're not like super creative, but we also don't like to buy, I used to be somebody who bought a ton of unnecessary shit, but recently, or in the last few years, I've kind of shifted my mindset on buying junk, right? And so I don't really do the Halloween costumes anymore. And so this year, because my husband thinks that he's, a manly man, he's growing out his beard, and oh my God, you guys, what? Oh, these men and their beards, I tell you what, it's worse than women and makeup. I can't even tell you. He like oils it and combs it and like has like special shampoo and conditioner. Like, oh my God, you guys, it is so funny watching him pamper this stupid beard. But whatever, if it makes him happy, I'm all for it. And so he's like, he got this idea. He's like, you know what? Could we be lumberjacks for Halloween this year? He's like, I'll be a lumberjack and you and Oakland can be lumberjills. And I'm like, sure, that sounds like fun. So our entire Halloween costume is not going to cost a lot. And it's not because we don't have the money. It's because we want to make an experience out of it. You know, like he's working really hard on this beard. So why not have our entire Halloween theme be around this freaking beard? And oh my God, it's just so funny to even say that out loud. But so then we went shopping, you know, and Oakland we had to get some stuff for her. We had to get her, you know, like jeans and little boots and like a red flannel. And so we're all wearing like black hats and you know, like the black stocking hats and like the work boots, and just, you know, we're going to have some plastic hatchets or saws or who knows what. But it's not going to cost the whole lot. You know, I think maybe total invested, it's like $50 or $60, whereas like kids costumes now, I think start at like $50 or $60, unless you're lucky and I don't know, get one for like 20 or something. But what I'm saying is there's an experience created around this Halloween for us. And so we're not getting hung up on, oh, we got to make sure that we have like the best Halloween costume. No, it's what works for us and our family, you know, and we're going to go trick-or-treating and we're going to have tons of fun. And then same with like Thanksgiving. I think it's so funny because we used to get, you guys, I used to get so worked up for the holidays and being around family and trying to make sure that like I impressed everybody and that everybody was happy and I had all the food to accommodate everybody and blah, 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 blah. And I'm not kidding you. I would actually go buy a brand new freaking outfit just to wear on Thanksgiving. So what? So I could cook in it? So I could shove my face full of every freaking piece of food I could find to where I can't even like fit into what I'm wearing? And so the last few years, I'm just like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to wear yoga pants. I'm going to wear a cute top. And I'm not going to get dressed to the nines because who am I going to freaking impress in my own damn living room? Nobody, right? Like, I'm here to spend time with family. I'm here to be present. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to remember the experience, not how I looked or what dishes I got. Like, it's just, I think we just get so in our own heads on how we have to impress people. You guys know what? The last time I hosted Thanksgiving, I didn't even make a freaking turkey. Or did I? I don't think I did. Because honestly, I don't even freaking like turkey. I don't like turkey. And I was like, well, if you guys want Thanksgiving at my house, I'm not cooking a damn turkey. Like, that's for sure. And they're like, how can you have Thanksgiving without turkey? Easy. You just don't cook a turkey. We still get together and give thanks. That's the whole purpose, right? And the other thing is I hate dishes, you guys. I hate dishes. You know what I did? Instead of busting out like the super nice fancy dishes to impress everybody, I ended up donating my dishes to the Goodwill, and then I bought freaking paper plates. Easy cleanup, spend more time with family. Sounds simple, right? Do you think anybody remembers what the freaking dinnerware looked like that day? No. You know what they remembered? That the food tasted good and that we had a fun time. That's all they're going to remember. And so just think of that when you're out there, you know, shopping for Halloween costumes, shopping for Thanksgiving food, and, you know, and the day after Thanksgiving. Like, don't even get me started on that. I enjoy, like, the rush of a sale and, like, going out because it's almost like an event, you know, like, stay up all night, find all the sales. But the last couple of years, like, me and my husband go out and we end up like buying things for the house. Like, we don't even buy like actual Christmas presents because I feel like there's not a whole lot of purpose or thought put behind those day after Thanksgiving presents, right? It's just like, oh, buy shit that's on sale and then figure out who it goes for later. Like, really, you didn't put any thought into that gift. And so therefore it's just junk. It has absolutely zero meaning. So when me and my husband do day after Thanksgiving shopping, we go out and buy shit for ourselves and buy shit for the family. So like we got, oh my gosh, we've gotten flooring, we've gotten vacuums, we've gotten TVs and washer and dryers and like all of these things that throughout the year, you know, are normal priced. And on the day after Thanksgiving, they're like super discounted. So that's what we use the day after Thanksgiving for. And every now and then we'll buy like a, you know, if there's something on sale that we were already thinking about getting somebody, then yes, we'll buy it. But by no means do we do all of our Thanksgiving or Christmas shopping the day after Thanksgiving, because I really think that it's just a total clusterfuck and a waste of money. If you're just going to be like mindlessly spending on things just because they're on sale, like what is the purpose? And so that brings me to my next thing is, so like, let's say Christmas is here, and I'll probably do more podcasts on this in the future just because I feel like I could talk for hours on experiences versus junk. So just keep in mind, though, when you're out doing your Christmas shopping, and I know there's some of you crazies out there who probably already have your shopping done. Me, on the other hand, I don't typically start until after Thanksgiving gets here. But I wanted to get, kind of a leg up on you guys that are one-uppers and trying to get all your shopping done early, is just to remember what it is that you're buying and why you're buying it. And if you can exchange that thing, that toy, that item for an experience. So whether that be like tickets to the theater or tickets to a water park or a gift card towards a vacation or like buy somebody a weekend getaway or whatever it is, like think of experiences and what experiences you can provide for that person. Or maybe you guys go look at Christmas lights. Like maybe you create a new holiday tradition. Like my family, we used to buy gifts for everybody. Everybody had to buy a gift for everybody. And you know how many gifts that is? A whole shit ton. It's a whole lot, and I don't like it. It's a lot of money. And half the time, 3/4 of the things you get, you're like, I don't even like this. Like, does this person even know me? No, because they come around once a year, and that time is Christmas, and so they're just guessing. They probably Googled, what does a 30-year-old woman want for Christmas, And then boom, it comes up with something that is totally not me, because I'm not your typical 30-year-old woman. I'm not very materialistic. I don't want all that shit. And so what we do now is we play this dice game, right? And so, I don't know, maybe some of you have heard this, maybe some of you haven't, but feel free to steal this because it works really well for my family. And not that like because I have like a total split family. Like my parents are split and my husband's parents are split, and then both of their parents are split. So we just have like, I don't know, family up the yin yang. But for most of the family gatherings, we do this dice game, right? So you have 2 dice. And everybody buys a handful of gifts, and the limit is $20 per gift. Like you are not allowed to go over $20 per gift. Sometimes people will spend $25, but that's about the extent of it. Unless you go in on like a bigger gift, then you can double them up and spend $50. But you typically buy like a male gift and a female gift, and then everybody buys gifts for the kids, right? So it like narrows down your gifts less than half of what we normally had to buy. And so after dinner, or like Christmas Eve night, I typically do a pajamas box with like hot cocoa or booze or whatever that person has. And so that'll be like their one gift for anybody who's like staying with me. And then we do a dice game. And the dice game consists of everybody puts their wrapped presents in a pile. And we all sit around a big circle. Fireplace is going, and of course we have Mariah Carey and Elvis in the background singing their Christmas music, because who doesn't listen to Mariah Carey and Elvis on holidays? If you don't, then we can't be friends. And so what we do is we start a timer, and depending on how many people we have participate, it's usually around 5 or 10 minutes. And so we'll pass a Frisbee around with 2 dice in it. And if you roll doubles, you get a pick. Actually, no, the first time around, we keep going just until all the prizes are gone, or all the presents are gone. And so if you roll doubles, you get to pick a present, and then that present goes in your pile, right? And so you keep going in a circle, and you can have 2 sets of dice going, 3 sets of dice going. It's whatever works for you. But the gist of it is if you roll doubles, you take a gift out of the center, and then that gift is yours. Okay. So now everybody has gifts. Okay. And then, you do like your countdown, 3, 2, 1, and everybody opens them at the same time, because there is nothing more boring and time consuming than taking turns watching everybody open every single fucking present one by one by one by one and taking picture after picture after picture after picture. It's like, come on. It's like pulling teeth. Ugh. Maybe that works for you. It doesn't work for me. I do not have the patience to sit there and slowly watch everybody turtle unwrap their freaking gifts. And then we all sit there and ooh and ah at a gift that anyways, doesn't matter. So everybody unwraps them at the same time, and then we all bundle up our wrapping paper, and then we have like a wrapping paper fight. So we're all like throwing wrapping paper at each other, and it's pretty hilarious. Try not to get any in the fireplace, try not to burn the house down. But it's a ton of fun, right? It's an experience, right? cheapo wrapping paper, but it is so much fun. Like in the end, like nobody even gives a shit about the gifts because it's the dice game that's fun and the wrapping paper that's fun. Honestly, I could not tell you what I won in that game last year. I think I ended up keeping a roll. Like we'll do like gag gifts too. So I think I got like a plunger one year. I think I got like a 12 pack of toilet paper. I think I kept a pair of pliers or a flashlight or something like that. Like it's all just like stuff and it's fun, you know. I think we threw a box of tampons in there one time. It's kind of funny. Anyways, but it's the dice game and it's the throwing the paper. That's the fun part. And so now all the paper's thrown, we get it all picked up and then we redo the dice game. And so this time is where you can steal a gift. And this is where it really gets fun, you guys. And I'm like super competitive. So I'm always like, I want to steal the gifts. I want to steal the gifts, you know, and it's so funny because it's just going back to the experience. Like I don't even remember what gifts I stole. I just remember like how competitive I am. And I'm like, I don't care what gifts they are. Give me all the gifts. Like I'm going to win this freaking game. And me and my husband are both really competitive, so we like team up and we're like, you go after that gift and you go after that gift, and oh, you guys, it is so freaking funny. And so you set a timer this time and it's for like 5 or 10 minutes, and for every time you roll a double on this round, you get to steal a gift, and it doesn't matter whose it is. Like if you want it, it's yours. Like all the gifts are up for grabs, and it is just so much fun. And I just remember those so much more than any of the stuff. And so I just want to say to you guys, your kids, your family, everybody around you remembers the experiences. They remember how you made them feel. They don't necessarily remember the stuff. I mean, sometimes, like I said, you could have a big blue puffy coat walk into your life and you'll never forget it. But that's rare. You know how many hundreds of gifts I've gotten over the years? And I remember about a handful of them. And that one is the one in particular that sticks out to me. None of the rest of them do I really, I'd have to sit here and really think hard about, okay, what gifts did I get when, and what did they mean to me, and who gave them to me, right? I remember that one gift in particular, but other than that, I remember all the experiences, all of the family time. And so I just want you to focus on the feeling and the experience that you'll have this upcoming holiday season, you know, starting next week or whatever with Halloween, and then it goes boom, 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 boom. Focus less on impressing the Joneses and impressing all of your family members that you see only once a year because they're going to judge you. And what I say to that is fuck that. Focus on you and what makes you and your family happy. You happy. What makes you happy? Because ultimately, you have to live with yourself, nobody else. And so setting those boundaries before the holidays even happen, like, hey guys, this is how Thanksgiving is going to go this year at my house. Feel free to come. If you don't like it, don't come. Sorry about your luck. And leave it at that. I mean, maybe not say it so like dickhead like me, but that's just kind of how I roll, you know? I mean, I say it in a loving way. Actually, I don't normally say it like that, but I'm like, hey guys, these are my guidelines. Like, this is what's happening at my house. And if you don't like it, then don't come. Sorry. Have your own Thanksgiving. Have your own Christmas. Host it yourself. And when you host it yourself, you can have it your way. Right? And this setting those boundaries and those expectations before the day even comes. That way people know what they're walking into. And repeat yourself often. Hey guys, this is what's going to happen at Thanksgiving. Remember, this is what's going to happen at Thanksgiving. Hey guys, this is what's going to happen at Christmas. Remember what we talked about, what's going to happen at Christmas? Yeah, that's really going to happen at Christmas. Christmas is coming up. This is what's happening. And to the point where they're like, I get it. And you're like, okay, great. So that when that day actually comes, you can find the peace and the calm and the time to actually enjoy your day and not have this super stressful where you want to run and hide and cry in a closet like I did kind of holiday. All right. So that's all I have for you guys today. If you found any value in this episode, I please invite you to leave me a review. I absolutely love reading your reviews. And it just helps me figure out what topics you like, what you want to hear more about, you know, and send me a message too. Send me an email, support@sashadavis.com. I'd love to hear from you, kind of see, you know, what your holiday traditions are, what your holiday stories are, what has you concerned this time of year, this last quarter of the year, right? Like, let's finish 2018 strong together. Okay. And if you're looking for additional support, I encourage you to go to sashadavis.com. I am actually enrolling for 2 programs right now, 2 programs. I know that might be confusing, but I'm going to try my best to kind of give you a once over on what they are. So I'm starting a new round of the Mind and Body group, which is a health and fitness based group. There's workouts, nutrition, meal plans, accountability, motivation, and support, all on a line and in the private or in my exclusive Mind and Body group. So if you're working on like your health and your fitness and your self-care routine, that would be for you. Okay. If you're like, I don't have time to get to the gym, I'm not sure what foods to eat or how to eat them or when to eat them or how to work out or when to work out. I don't have time to work out, things like that. That group is for you. Then my next one is a 90-day badass blueprint. This is a one-on-one 90-day coaching program to help you get confident in all areas of your life, gain confidence in all areas of your life. So if you're one of those people who's like so stressed, so overwhelmed, so anxious, so just like out of control with your life, you feel like your world's spiraling around you, you hate your job, you're always yelling, you're constantly running around like a chicken with your head cut off, you just can't find the time or energy to do anything, and you're just tired of being tired and you're just exhausted, this is for you. This is for you. I will teach you skills like time management, how you want to feel, energy management, money. It's very personalized. So you do have to fill out an application in order to be in this program because I want to make sure that we are a good fit. Okay. Because you will be spending a lot of time with me. This is a get your shit together program. I help you focus on all areas of your life, and I help simplify them and create a step-by-step action plan for you in particular. Okay, so if this is something that interests you, if you're like, oh my God, Sasha, what you're saying is speaking to me, you need to fill out the application. That's all I could say. That's all I can say. And if it's not speaking to you, fast forward through this, head on to the next episode, and go from there. I look forward to hearing from you all. Enjoy the rest of your day and go out there, be a badass.